I'm Jake.
I'm Tom.
And we are VIMTV Velocities and Music. Today, for a fun one, we're going to review The Lonesome Crowded West by Modest Mouse. This album came out in 1997, and it's Modest Mouse's second full-length release. I know that that's a bit arguable of a point, but for just technical Modest Mouse canon, I think technically it's their...
I don't know if you consider Fruit That Ate Itself an EP or an album. I've heard people call it both. So
Right. Now, this, on most... music reviewing establishments out there that have been like Rolling Stone and other All Music and other sites and magazines like that classify The Lonesome Crowded West as like one of the best albums of the 1990s, and reasonably so. And this 97. Lonesome Crowded West, the opening track, Teeth Like God's Shoeshine. This album really attacks a lot of just modern commercialism. I think it's kind of like the antithesis to another 1997 album, OK Computer. It's kind of similar in how it attacks. It's just it does it in a more indie style. So that's kind of a difference between the two. Now, Modest Mouse, a lot of people view this as Modest Mouse's best record. I don't. I like this album a lot, but I think that it just doesn't hold a candle to The Moon in Antarctica.
I completely agree.
A more focused effort, in my opinion. This, you hear a lot of spastic instrumentation, less focus on any production at all, more crazy lyrics and vocals, and everything about this.
Not
is
even
just
really any connection from track to track either.
Right,
There's just a lot of good tracks.
A lot of good tracks, and really the only consistency between them is kind of the lyrical theming of the album, which
Isaac Brock is a brilliant lyricist.
Right,
if you've ever listened to this band, that's always been
each
true.
one of these songs has little tidbits in it that are great. I was in heaven, I was in hell, believe in neither, but fear them as well. Attacking, that kind of Isaac Brock always one to kind of go after and question religion in his music and stuff. But another one is, the convenient. He wrote a song about convenient parking is way out. So that type of thing, it makes the song more engaging, more interesting, and that's something that I always look for. But then the variety of songs. There's a lot of jams on this album that really kind of just go crazy for a while. And there's some that are more simple and stuff. And then the song "Shit Luck" kind of
it just is what it is, and it's hilarious.
Right.
You can't help but love it. Also, just the kind of absurdity of like Long Distance Drunk, and just the kind of fun slow groove with the guest female vocalist in that song. And this is just a fun album, and it's if you listen to it enough, it's hefty. It's like 73, 74 minutes, but if you listen to it enough, it is hard not to fall in love with, just because these songs, it's got that endearing classical Modest Mouse quality where just you feel like Isaac Brock creates this persona where he's kind of mischievous, but you can't help but love him. Like he wants to. He's like
a kid playing with fire.
Yeah, he kind of pokes fun at you and what you believe in and societal norms, but somehow you're with him the whole time, whether you agree with him or not. And I think the ability to do that through music and incorporate all these different styles. You've got some kind of countryish stuff, folksy stuff,
some heavier rock.
Yeah, with his classic harmonic bends all over the place. Like I said, to be able to do that through all that different kind of music and still make it sound somewhat coherent and cohesive, it is really an accomplishment.
Plus, with the great instrumentation, the great songwriting, a variety of song structures. That's something that this guy loves.
Yeah.
Several different epics on this one. Teeth Like God's Shoeshine. Doin the Cockroach kind of goes off and gets crazy, but Cowboy Dan is a song that I've always particularly been intrigued with. This album, personally, I feel like where other Modest Mouse releases, like The Moon in Antarctica specifically, is constant throughout. I feel like this one kind of is, personally to me, trails off a little bit at the end. There's a chunk of songs between track 8 and 13 where it kind of gets down a little bit. The intensity's not quite there. The songs kind of the seriousness of the tracks kind of goes away, which is good. The album needs, but it seems like it's just kind of all sectioned in one place.
Also, you've got like the 11-minute like huge Trucker's Atlas, which is a good song, maybe a little unnecessarily long, but it's still a good song.
Absolutely. So to me, that kind of brings this album down a little bit, but it's all just kind of, oh, I really like this one, and oh, I love this one. Good albums are good albums. You just end up loving them. So to me, I'm at a 90 with this one. I really like this. I come back to it often. Whenever I go through a Modest Mouse phase, it's always this and The Moon in Antarctica that I pick up first.
It's just such a fun album to listen to. And if you haven't checked this one out, but you're familiar with some Modest Mouse stuff, you got to give it a shot. I mean, these guys at first are a little hard to get into, but it's always one of the most rewarding experiences. I'm going 93. This is one of my personal favorites.
Yeah. You make a good point there. It's something that if you push yourself to listen to, it can be a bit kind of off-putting at first.
Yeah.
But when you actually sit down and listen to it and kind of pick apart, specifically trying to get through Teeth Like God, Shoeshine, after that I feel like the album kind of opens up.
Yeah.
To you, even though Teeth Like God, Shoeshine has ended up being one of our favorite tracks on this album, I feel like that's a little bit kind of the most abrasive track on the album. So getting through that, it's a good experience. Let us know what you guys think. What are your opinions, and what's your favorite Modest Mouse album? Let us know at www.velocitiesandmusic.com or youtube.com/velocitiesandmusic. Also, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and thanks for watching, everybody. I'm Jake.
I'm Tom.
And we are VIMTV, moving music critique forward.
Your eyes